Hello everyone. We are back for day 13. Yes, it's day 13. And we are here to go for the backend today. Now, what will this backend do? We have this four tasks pointed out here. So we fetch pools. Actually, we don't need to fetch pools. We can fetch pool uh, positions or rate. Okay. We let users get their position. So LP token get their PNL. I'll get to this, and let's remove this maintain pool grid because for now we have only one. Okay. So for all this, and yes, listen to pool events. Okay, listen to pool events. Now, in every contract that we have written, we have added events, right? Now let me show some events that I've added here. I have added these events: liquidity added, liquidity removed, liquidity swap, swap B for A, swap A for B, and fees collected. Okay. For now, let's remove this fees collected as I have not used it anywhere. We'll use it eventually. So now let's write a backend Node.js which can help us listen to this. So my plan is to let's say this will be our backend. What will it do is it will listen to the contract. This is our contract, and any event emitted by the contract will be listen to it and push to a queue. So we are making something very reliable. This is a very reliable architecture. This will be a queue. Let's add this frame up. Yes, this will be a queue. Sorry, bad spelling. Okay, queue. And from here, there will be a consumer of this queue and publisher to this queue. This consumer will take up and push it into a database, and then we will expose an API endpoint. Let's say slash API slash pool slash swaps, which will get all the swaps from this DB. Okay, so that is the plan to make this. We are still not deploying this, or should we deploy this on Sepolia? I feel like we should keep the deployment for tomorrow, as we will deploy on Sepolia and then make a front end connecting it. So all we need to change is this RPC URL. For now, let's keep it on Anvil. Okay. So let's init the backend here. We are going to use a few libraries called AMQP lib. This is for the RabbitMQ thing. So let's see. What was the command? Command to open Rabbit. Okay. Let me check for the command that is used to open RabbitMQ locally. No, not this. There is this command. This is RabbitMQ is up on my system. RabbitMQ local. Yeah, I guess this is the command. Yeah, this is the command. RabbitMQ has this command, but I'm not sure how can we start it. Command to turn on RabbitMQ. Yeah, RabbitMQ server, MQ service, Windows, RabbitMQ status of command line tools. Let's open the command line tools. There we'll get everything. RabbitMQ CTL. Yeah, I guess this is the command here. Okay, let's run this. Yeah, we get everything here. We can see the status for this. I'll put the doc of how to install RabbitMQ in your own system. Status. So yeah, status is on. Whatever memory it has used. Okay, so that makes sense. Now let's start with the backend. So the first library that we are going to use, let's init the project. I think we can use yarn here. I have made a minimal front end too for the faucet, which I'll show you at the end of the video. For now, let's focus on what we want to do. CD backend. Okay. If you can use any package manager, I think I should go with Yarn, but let's see. So we can use Yarn in it. Okay. Backend for cool. Yes. Okay. So we have this Yarn project set up now. Now let's add the packages here. So the packages are ethers.env. So and add ethers.env and AMQP lib. All of these will be installed. I'm using Yarn because it's fast and solves those dependency issues locally. So index.js. Okay, we're making this in index.js, and let's add a .env here where we need RPC URL. Then we need a contract address, and then we need a RabbitMQ URL. Okay. Now, the structure that I'm thinking here is to make a listener folder, listeners. Okay. Then to make a consumers folder. Okay, each listener will have its own thing of what's happening here. Okay, so we'll have a swap listener and liquidity listener, two types of listeners, and then we will have consumers of swap consumers and listener liquidity consumers, and everything will come alive in main.js, sorry, index.js. Okay, now all these three things. So I'll just go for I am deploying on annual. I'm just making this notes on the side so that we don't forget what we are doing. Okay. Annual. Yeah. All right. Cool. The RabbitMQ URL is this. So let me just set up the RabbitMQ URL. From here, I can get this RabbitMQ URL. Okay, just give me a second to set this up, the .env file. Okay, folks, we are back. And what did I do just here? I approved the token. So now the pool has some tokens and the faucet has some tokens. So faucet has 500,000 tokens, and let's see the reserves for this guy. What do you say that? Let's see the reserves for what's the get reserve function. Yeah, get reserve function. Okay, cast all dollar pool get reserves. It will return 2 UN256 here, UN256, and RPC URL, which will be here, and it also has the other half. So now we can actually initiate everything here. So yeah, cool. Let's see this. Now we can start writing this file of index.js. Okay, now let's see here. What do we first read here? Let's see. Let's make this a module actually. Type would be module. Okay, I don't want to go for the common JS. So import ethers from ethers. Suppose .env. From .env import express mongoose horse. Then import ethers. Sorry, ethers like this from ethers. And now let's go here, and so we need the AMPQ whatever, and the URL should be here. So let's make a lib here in backend where we have a RabbitMQ.ts, RabbitMQ.ts, and I'll just grab this on the other hand where my RabbitMQ is. So RabbitMQ is not here. I'll just check where the RabbitMQ is. RabbitMQ. Oh, okay. RabbitMQ.ts should have RabbitMQ.ts should have this thing here, or let's take it as JS for now. Okay. Whatever. Let's remove this thing here. Okay. Red channel. Remove the types here. I'm using this from a TypeScript file, hence the errors. Promise. Okay. Boom. Okay. Yeah, we need channel and stuff like this. Okay. Now we need a contract folder here. So here there should be a contract.js. Okay. Where we import ethers. And then import .env, .config. Okay. Now here we'll have the addresses and the ABIs. Okay. So let's export. No, let's export ABIs one by one. Okay. Does faucet have events, by the way? Yeah, there are events in faucet too. So let's go here in the out directory. Let's go in the faucet.json, and oh sorry, let's do this. Let's copy the ABI array here, which is pretty big for faucet, but shit. Okay. How do we take this? Yeah, let's take it from down. Cool. Contract.js, const faucet ABI is equal to this. Okay. Const okay, we are done with faucet ABI. Let's close this up and let's go back to this. Now we have a liquidity pool. So liquidity pool has its own ABI here. This is a very big file due to the operations in there, but yes, the ABI folder is easy to copy. I mean, it's still very big, but pool ABI is equal to this. Okay, we have pool APIs and faucet APIs. So export default export pool API faucet API. Okay, that's that. This is our file where we bring those APIs in. Okay, boom boom. Okay, now RabbitMQ, that will need a RabbitMQ URL. So we need to fill this up. Okay, let's see if I have some more notes. RabbitMQ URL. I have the RabbitMQ local URL here. This would be here. So basically, I hope this works. Okay, and the contract address for everything I have stored in is in this .env files. So let's just take those two, and instead of contract address, let's keep them as pool and faucet. That's better. Okay, now the first listener we'll make is swap.js. So this listener will all listen for the events, which has been running here. I want to see the RabbitMQ basic. I want to see the RabbitMQ here, wherever I called it. Yeah, CTL status. So I hope there is a URL somewhere here. Is there a URL? I'm not sure there is a URL. Yeah, but I don't think it's different than this. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Let's see. Let's check it out. Okay, I'm taking references from some notes that I have, which I'll put in the description here. So, yeah, I think this is the right URL here that we have, which is this. Yeah. Okay, cool. And this works well. Okay. Now, how do we make the listeners? Okay. So, first thing we do is we make the contract. Okay. So either we can make the contract here, or we can make the contract in the listener files individually. Okay. So what have we done here is we can create the ethers contract directly. Okay. So I think that would be better here. So let's say const provider new ethers dot ethers scan ethers dot JSON-RPC provider and process.env.rpc URL and wallet, or we can directly pass the API and address directly. So I think we don't even need to export these. We can just have const faucet is equal to new ethers dot contract process dot env dot faucet comma faucet API comma provide, and similarly pool. Yes, and then we can export these two, export const pool and export const faucet. Okay, I see these working here. Okay, and in swap.js, the first thing that we'll do is we'll import the pool, import the contracts here, import swap will be done in pool, right? So import pool here. Okay, now import the RabbitMQ thing. Okay, import channel comma connect to RabbitMQ function here. Okay, now const start swap listener is equal to async event here. Okay, and this will be connect to RabbitMQ first. We'll call this. Okay, and we'll await this. Now once this RabbitMQ is connected, we'll make a channel here. So the channel will be called swap events here. Okay, so pool contract dot on. Okay, now on events is something that we can ask ChatGPT to help us with. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, let's open a new ChatGPT tab and let's have a temporary here. I am making a backend listener for this, so help me write the swap events to catch. Okay, and let's give it whatever we have written in the swap.js. Yeah, we are emitting two events, swap A for B and swap B for A. Okay, exactly. I think this should work. I'm not sure if it should not. Yes, that's the main thing here. Let's go for this and let's just export this. Okay, exporting the start swap listener here. Swap p for a. Now let's see if we are able to get these. Okay, so let's go back to index.js, and the main index.js will have a file function called main function main, and this function, or we can have just normal async function with arrows which go like this. So await connected to RabbitMQ. Okay, then we console.log here connected to RabbitMQ, and then we I don't think so we need to do .env config here. We can do it anyway here. So then we just want to start the listeners. Okay, so start swap listener. Okay, that's the first thing that we want. We don't need to feed it any channels here. For now, this is just normal listeners. So listeners don't need channels, consumer need channels. We'll get to what it is. Okay, and this is how we do it. Let me see if we are missing something. Yeah, we are not missing anything. Okay, we are not missing. Yeah, let's see if we get those. Okay, let's just yarn start here. Okay, sorry, I have not added that script here. Comma scripts. Okay, now let's start this. What happened? Cannot find. Oh, sorry, I did not add express. That's a dumb thing for me to do. But okay, we added express. Yeah, mongoose. So we'll use it eventually, but let's add it for now. Okay, I think I'll do it in the last. Wow, there are multiple packages that I have not. This is the disadvantage of using index.js over um, index.js over this, because index.js.js. Okay, cool. And so this should also have that .js here. I'm not. Oh, damn, this is some new kind of error that I don't like. Okay. But let's keep it for now. Okay, let's keep it. Okay, we should migrate to TypeScript eventually, but that's okay. Oh, boom. Okay. Yeah, all right. This is what we need to do. And we need to keep this running actually. So let's see how we can keep this as durable here. So I'll set up the durable thing. Just a second here. Okay, so there was the problem that we were just putting this here and not actually the HTTP here. So hence we could not start this, but now we have done this. So we have started the swap listener. Now I think I have not provided the liquidity yet to the pool because I want to listen when the liquidity has been provided. So let me just call the contract. Okay, and see if there is any balance in that. Okay, get reserves are 0, 0. So let's just add the listener called liquidity.js. So we can actually do something that we can convert this into pool.js. Yes, always. Okay, and in this also has an export. So const start liquidity listener. Okay, equal to async. Now I think this should be easy for AI to autocomplete, but if it does not start it, we can go it and do that actually here. So We go there and we write whatever that is needed. We write pool dot on, okay, and we say added liquidity, which is our event here. Let's see, let's check the event, okay. Pool API, and let's go beneath here, and let's, I'm sorry for the noise that is coming out. LP token burned, LP token minted, liquidity added. Okay, this is the event. Liquidity added and comma whatever. So okay, so I'm not sure. Right, this we can just let AI do this stuff for us. Let's go and let's see. I want to see how the voice is coming here. If the voice has been lagging a lot, I'm not sure it has been lagging a lot, but that's okay. All right, let's make this finish this for adding and removing liquidity. Okay, and let's provide the events that are in there. So let's go to liquidity pool.sol and let's give it the events liquidity added and liquidity removed. Okay. So let's keep it here, and whenever we are taking this out, we will ensure that the events are being triggered right, and we are also calling this listener very right. Okay. Let's go back to the pool listener here, pool.js, and let's copy this and put it here. Okay, this thing makes sense, and let's copy it and let's say like this, and now let's go back to our index.js and swap listener started, avoid start liquidity listener. Okay, keeps the process alive, console log swap listener started, and okay, that's cool. I think that makes sense, a lot of sense. Okay, let's start this. So all of the listeners are started. Now let's try providing some liquidity here. The command was very clear for us when we deployed these contracts here last video. So this is the command. Okay, I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but I hope it does. Okay, let's keep both of them side by side, and whenever this event is emitted, yeah, we got the listener here. Okay, so this is the log that we are getting here. Now let's call this. Okay, I think that's enough for this video. So since we did what, I want to recap what we did today. We made this listener called pool.js, and we set up a RabbitMQ instance. We had this contract ABI, or if the video is not too long, we can actually set up one faucet listener too. I think we should do that. Okay, let's start with faucet.js. Faucet.js. So we'll do the same things here that we have done, and we'll say const faucet start faucet listener async. Okay, and that too we'll do it here. Okay, then we'll await connecting to RabbitMQ, and the event should not be this pool nahi, not pool. This is not we're targeting. हम यहाँ पे not, we'll not target the pool, we'll target the faucet here. Okay, and hence we'll say faucet dot on. Let's see the faucet events now. Okay, let's shut this pool ABI up and let's open this up. Okay, event that is tokens received. Okay, pool contract dot on tokens received, and this is what we are going to give our AI. Okay, and we'll then try to claim those tokens too at some place. So let's go back here and let's say this. Okay, tokens received, amount, whatever. Okay, let's go back, let's paste this and let's export this up. Okay, and let's import this here after this line. So await start faucet listener. Okay, cool. This is what we get when we are providing liquidity. That's the perfect thing, perfect example. We'll deploy everything to Sepolia tomorrow and start spinning up a front end where we can listen to all these events. Okay. So what I'm thinking is we can claim some tokens. That's what we should do. Oh, sorry, wrong command here. Yeah, we can keep this here. Start faucet listener has been started. So let's try to claim some amount. Okay. Now what does the claiming amount need? For faucet faucet.so you can see I have a little front end that I'm making for tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And request token will be sent to the message.sender. Okay, so we need another private key which we have in the .env. No, we don't have any other private key. Let's take a private key here. The reason why I am doing this is because I want to test everything out before deploying to anything, which is the best practice. And you can test like this. You can run the test which we did in the previous videos. So let's do that here. Okay, so .env, now cast send. Okay, faucet.sol, and let's request some a tokens. Okay, faucet. Okay, I hope everything is visible and things are not very confusing here. Okay, request token a. Okay, boom, boom. RPC URL, $RPC URL, private key, $PK. I think I wrote PK, right? I wrote PK, yeah. Oh shit, I just copied an address. I need to copy a private key. So that's my fault here. Okay. I think source.env, and we'll copy this again and we'll paste this here. Let's see if the faucet listener works. I want you to focus here when I run this command. And yes, the tokens received, or who are tokens received by? So this guy. So this is the address that we can track in there. So this is the 0x7099, and that's what we see here, 0x7099, whatever tokens that they have claimed. And hence we are able to see this. Now when we go for again here, request token B, we need clearer events that like they have requested token F token B. And again, yeah, tokens are received again. So that's what we are getting. So I think this is enough for the video. For tomorrow we'll start with making a front end, and I think exposing the APIs for this. And also, if we can see here in the RabbitMQ management, channels, connections. Let's see, I'm not sure how do we do this. How do we read this? Queues and streams, connections that we have here, running. There was some way where we can read through what data has been going in and what data has been coming out, but yeah, I think that's enough for today. So yeah, I hope you are enjoying this complete end-to-end DEX making thing here, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.